Hello, my name is Matthew Pfeiffer with MattPfeifferCoaching.com. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. On this channel, I talk about all things narcissism. And I answer the questions of people who write in and have questions about a possible narcissistic romantic partner, narcissistic family member, or narcissistic workplace dynamic. And if you have a question that you would like for me to answer on my YouTube channel, just send it to justaskmatt@MattPfeifferCoaching.com. Again, that is justaskmatt@MattPfeifferCoaching.com. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. Just make sure that you keep it 2 to 3 paragraphs max and being very direct and to the point about what your question actually is, because I have a lot of emails, I have a lot of paid coaching clients I have to get to. I get a lot of DMs and a lot of other people I have to take care of on all of my other social media platforms as well. But if you would like my help more immediately, you can book a paid coaching session. That's the fastest way to get in touch with me, by going to MattPfeifferCoaching.com, or you can go to the link down below. With that being said, let me get to this email. This email reads, Hi Matt, I enjoy your TikToks and YouTube videos a lot. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have been looking for one that pertains to my situation, but I haven't come across one yet. Thank you for asking this question, because what I typically tell people is that I don't run my channels, you guys do, right? I answer the questions that come up. And so if you haven't run across it, typically people either have not asked it or I just haven't come across that sort of question yet. So thank you for being bold enough to ask. Happily, my brother-in-law lives several hours away, but still has the ability to influence my husband and mother-in-law. And this becomes very problematic when we're talking about in-laws who still have influence over a significant other or spouse. I have seen him make all 3 of my sons cry because of his tone of direction. Now full grown, my sons and I have no desire to entertain a relationship with him, and I do not blame you, not one single bit. Your peace of mind is one of your number 1 priorities, and there is no shame of setting boundaries with someone who is mistreating you, in particular when they have even if they have influence. It doesn't matter if they're family, direct family, or in-laws. If they are disrupting your peace and they're inflicting pain not only on you but your sons, that's not something that should be tolerated. There's definitely needs to be some boundaries set, and obviously he lives far away. But let's get back to this email. My mother-in-law feels we are being petty and separating the family by choosing to not go to family gatherings that he's involved in. So you will hear and you will see toxic families say things like this. Keep in mind, think about this for a second. He didn't become this way. Your brother-in-law did not become this way overnight. He did not become this way just by chance, right? He became this way because he had an enabling family, including your husband. So when people come against him and people stand their boundaries, right, and then insert self-love, and keep in mind, if you've been following my videos for a while, you know boundaries and speaking up for yourself are all forms of self-love, which you are doing. So I'm happy to hear that, right? But toxic people, narcissistic and toxic people, don't like boundaries. And what they will do is they will start saying things like this. They accuse you of being petty, accuse you of being too sensitive. You are what are boundaries? It's who's responsible for what. You are responsible for your peace of mind. You are responsible to protect yourself, protect your family, that sort of thing. So who cares what she thinks? Who cares what she says, right? And I'm going to get a little bit deeper into that here in a second. Over the past 28 years, I have been accused of child abuse, drug abuse, and just simple craziness. Why would anyone want to be around this? And think about this. When quite often with people I work with, I'll ask them whenever they're struggling with a decision on whether or not to keep someone around. I just ask them if you can think of someone or imagine someone who loves themselves, who thinks very highly of themselves, has a good sense of self-esteem and good sense of self-worth, would they put up with this? The answer to this is clearly no. Someone who's accusing you of child abuse, that sort of thing, this isn't petty whatsoever, right? This is some serious stuff. Anyone anyone who is who thinks these things of you, right, and is accusing you of these heinous situations and being this vicious. No, not only would I not go around them, I would never talk to these people again. But this continues. I really don't care, except that it clearly bothers my husband when his mom nags him to get together with the family. This is because this is your husband's problem, right? Your husband is actually the one that needs to be the one leading the charge here, and stepping in and setting the boundaries with his family and defending you and the sons between you guys, right? This behavior from his family is completely unacceptable, right? And I do not blame you whatsoever for not engaging and not going. And because your husband didn't step in, unfortunately, you have to stand up for yourself. I don't blame you not one single bit. You're 100% correct in this situation. And this continues. My question to you is, should I call my brother-in-law? Absolutely not. While on speakerphone? Absolutely not. In front of my husband? Absolutely not. This is your husband's problem, right? To try and clear the air. There is no air to clear. Going back to what you originally said, they accused you of child abuse, drug abuse, simple craziness. He's made your sons cry. This is unacceptable behavior. Point blank, period, right? And it's not like we have like one incident. You're talking about 28 years of this happening, right? That you have a clear cut pattern. Not only do you have a pattern, you have a whole family system that is designed to enable this behavior, right? I would not call him. I would not, I wouldn't even involve yourself. This has now become your husband's problem. It was always your husband's problem from the beginning, right? He became a part of this family system and enabled this behavior by not standing up and speaking up for his own family, right? And there's a saying that if you did not come from a healthy family, make sure a healthy family comes from you. He didn't do his job, plain and simple, right? He did not do his job in defending his wife, his sons, nor did he do a good job of taking care or defending himself, right? This is something that he should have seen, heard, and he should have taken this personal when you brought it to his attention, because I'm sure you didn't just let it ride. So this email continues to try to clear up the air. There is no air to clear up, right? We know how he feels, how your brother-in-law feels about you. Is it going to be is it ever going to be effort of futility? Yes, it will be. And the reason why I say that is because the brother-in-law will never see his wrong in this situation, because the entire family always enables him, including your husband, right? That you calling and you doing this on speakerphone and all that kind of stuff is more than likely going to cause more drama between the three of you, because what will more than likely happen is that the brother-in-law will triangulate, just like he does with your mother-in-law, and cause a rift between you and your husband. And he'll pull your husband on his side and make it seem like you're the one that needs to cave to his demands, just like he gets the entire family system to do, and make it a bigger issue, right? This is not something that needs to be tolerated, right? This is something that needs to be walked away from. So this email continues. I am mentally fine with listening to him rant if it will make things better. The problem is that it won't make things better, right? He might see what the other part that could happen is that he would future fake and make it seem like everything would be okay, suck you in, right? Just like all narcissists, they hoover people in, they suck people back in just to have their way. Then when they do, the abuse continues, and then they do what they did, what you mentioned earlier in the email, start calling you crazy, petty, and that sort of thing, right? It's not worth it. Thanks for all of the education you are providing. All the best. You are very welcome. But once again, I would not tolerate this. I would not put up with this. I don't care if it's from a brother-in-law. I wouldn't care if this was your own brother, right? And give yourself credit. You did a good job by walking away from this. I can understand how awkward that would be. That would be very awkward between you and your husband. I'm sure that your husband doesn't even understand, right? Because to him, this is normal behavior because this is the family that he grew up in. However, once again, you have a responsibility. He had a responsibility, right? He still does to stick up for you guys. But unfortunately, it sounds like he is not and he won't, right? Because he's been conditioned to enable his family, right? And so it's very unfortunate that this is the event. So you have to stand in. You have to set boundaries for yourself. And so from what I've heard, good job, good for you. With that being said, if anyone else has questions that you'd like for me to answer right here on the YouTube channel, just send it to justaskmatt@mattpfeiffercoaching.com, or you can go down to the link below. The fastest way to get in touch with me is to book a paid coaching session by going to mattpfeiffercoaching.com. There's also a link below. You can follow me on all social media formats, Matt Pfeiffer Coaching on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You name it, you can pretty much look me up on those platforms. All those links will be in the link below as well. With that being said, I will talk to you soon.